Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a fantastic start to their weekend, and I hope you're staying productive, healthy, and strong. Students, in this class, we are looking at the speaking part 2 of the IELTS exam. It's the same for both the academic and the general. And we're going to be talking about a relaxing place for this cue card. This February 4th class is an all chat class with interactive speaking, so everybody can join in on this chat. And I see that we already have lots of students in here. Welcome to our members. Hi Baljeet. Welcome Sharon, Bianca, Simran, Dovlat Beck. Good to see many students ready for this IELTS training session. Students, this video, this lesson, these materials, they're presented to you by aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. For academic IELTS success, please visit us at aehelp.com. For general IELTS, gieltshelp.com. Both of those websites have over 100-hour video course, interactive lessons, original practice exams, and tons more. The academic IELTS website looks like this with the blue background. We're actually going to use this today to speak with students. So I will call some of our viewers and you will have a chance to do speaking part 2. To use this website to get our premium package, click the big red button. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We're an official IELTS test registration center and certified agents. Our GIELTS website looks like this with the green background. Click that big red button. And again, we have a special discount code going until the 7th of February only. So use that discount code TIGER9. It's our Lunar New Year discount promotion. You can get our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help, from your app stores, and you can follow us on Instagram, IELTS, AE Help, and GIELTS Help. Join our packages and our profiles. Welcome everybody. Hi Carolina, welcome our moderator. Okay students, again, speaking part 2, tomorrow members will have a question and answer session, and we'll have speaking part 3. If you have questions, then you can send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. Okay everyone, so part 2 cue card. There's our lovely examiner up there presenting the cue card. We should give our lovely examiner a name at some point, so if you have some suggestions, you can give him a name. Okay, here's the cue card. So you have this cue card. Let's first read this cue card, everyone. Okay, so obviously you read the cue card. IELTS speaking, the interview is about 10 to 12 minutes. Part 1 is some general questions on like your hobbies or sports that you play. And then after about 4 or 5 questions, the examiner will say, okay, that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. And I'm not sure if we'll call him Adrian Jr. Arda, maybe James Marjona, maybe. Doublet Beck says, let's call him Henry. He does kind of look like a Henry, Doublet Beck. I agree. That's not a bad one. All right. And then they present you with some questions. And the examiner will say you have 1 minute to read these questions. Think about your answers. You can take notes in the 1 minute if you wish. You have some note paper there and your pen. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about a place you go to relax. You should say what this place is. Where is it located? What can you do there? How often do you go there? Why do you go there to relax and not somewhere else? All right. Now, you want to get a really good mark for part 2. Baljit, Mr. Q's, I like it. So you definitely don't want to just jump to an answer like Mahul in our chat is saying. Let's say park. Well, there's a few steps, Mahul, before you want to say something like the park, okay? First of all, you want to sound original, and I have a feeling the park is not very original. So you need to be a bit careful about that, okay? Now, here are the steps for the 1 minute preparation time. I think I might go with Henry here, double up back. So Henry, the examiner, is showing us what to do in the 1 minute preparation time. Okay, and in this 1 minute preparation time, oh, keeps jumping back to this here. Just give me a second. All right, there we go. You need to read the question twice, okay? You need to identify the category on the speaking point. So here we're talking about a location and the verb tense. So we'll talk about that in a moment, what we need to do there. You need to think of 2 to 3 good answers for your speaking part 2 cue card before you choose. Okay, we'll talk about that. Take good notes and have your first sentence ready. Okay, visualize your answer. All right, that's what you want to think of. Be specific. So these are the steps in your 1 minute preparation time. Let's go through these now. Okay. So let's take a look at the question again. Remember, step number 1 is read the question twice. That's so you make sure that you understand it and read it, read it at a good speed. It won't take you long. You've got 1 minute. It's lots of time. So talk about a place you go to relax. You should say what this place is. Where is it located? What can you do there? How often do you go there? Why you go there to relax and not somewhere else? Okay, good. So here we are now on to step number 2, which is identifying the category, which is a place. When we talk about a place, what should we include? Cass says maybe a sauna would be a better place. Let's get to that step in a little bit, Cass. First of all, when we're talking about a place, we want to describe it, so its appearance. What is it, right? Its location. Where is it? Okay. The attendees means who goes there, right? We want to talk about the activities. What happens there? Okay. And the experience. What we experience in this place. Okay, so as long as we talk about these, and in this order, so first we want to talk about what it is, the appearance, right? And then the location. You can kind of mix the location and the appearance if you want, but it's good to keep those as the first 2. Then the attendees, definitely, who goes there. Then the activities, what these people do there. And then the experience, okay? So what you experience there. Experience. Okay. All right. So now the tense. So in this question, I'm talking mostly in the present and present perfect tense. Because notice how the question is asking me, talk about a place you go to relax. This is present tense. Okay, so most of my response should be in the present tense. Okay. All right. Good. Now we can go to step 3 and think of some good ideas. Okay, everyone. So give me some good ideas where we go to relax. Okay. Okay, Ferris says maybe a cafe. Okay, Starbucks. Cafe. Sure, be specific. So you go to a Starbucks cafe. Nasser says beach. Okay, let's make it Long Beach in California or on Vancouver Island in Tofino. Okay, Arda says pool. Let's call it Crystal Pool. Crystal Pool is near my house. It's a good one. Okay. Zoek says park. Let's use Stanley Park in Vancouver. Very famous park. Okay. So be specific, students. You can't just think of general answers like I go to a park or I go to the mountain. If you have a real place that you go to, use that. Okay. If it's, as long as it's specific. Does everybody understand that it's really important that your answer is specific? Do you know why? Okay. Examiners give high band scores for original answers versus examiners give low band scores for template answers. Okay, so if you give an answer, even if you have great English, and you give an answer like, I like to go to a park near my house to relax because the air is fresh and there are many trees and plants. I go there whenever I feel stressed, after school and after work. In the park, I can sit on a bench and read a book. Once I finish reading a book, I like to lay on the grass and take some deep breaths of air to clear my mind. I look at the clouds and visualize different kinds of animals shaped in the clouds, like rabbits, lions, and tigers. Okay, and I can keep going like this for my 1 minute, but I guarantee you my overall band score for that part will be, even with perfect English, like a 7, maybe a 7.5, because it's unoriginal. And the examiner is thinking, did this candidate just memorize like a speech about going to a park? And if I ask them about the location of a place in the city, they'll talk about the park. If I ask them about a relaxing place, they'll talk about the park. If I ask them about a place outside, they'll talk about the park, because they just memorized it and they're using it. If they feel that you memorized the answer and practiced it, they will not give you a score usually over 6.5 even. Okay? All right. High say it's actually not a good answer. Okay? That will not give you a good high mark. We want to get a band 9. Let's shoot for the stars, right? And if you want to be going for the stars, you want to give an original answer. Like, I go to Stanley Park in downtown Vancouver when I feel like I need to relax. This is a big, beautiful park located along the ocean on 200 acres of land. There are lots of amenities such as restaurants, SeaWorld, playgrounds, and of course greenery, plants, and gardens. Okay, you're going to get a much better band score when you start talking about a specific park like Stanley Park where you go to relax. Okay. All right, so you want to be specific. Okay, so these are some good places that we've got listed so far. Pachu, I definitely wouldn't go to Disneyland to relax. I don't think Disneyland is a relaxing place so much. It's an exciting place, but not a a relaxing place. Cass says Manila National Library, perhaps. Yeah, some people might go to a library. Ikshan is asking, so they want a specific answer. Yeah, absolutely, Ikshan. Yeah, they want an original answer. Okay. So when you're thinking about your ideas, think original plus easy to talk about plus lots of information. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to choose Long Beach to Fino. There's Long Beach in California as well. If you have the chance, look it up on Google. Long Beach, it's a beautiful long beach, and it's literally called Long Beach. Its name comes from the fact that it's a long beach, okay, along the Pacific Ocean. So Long Beach to Fino. Now, if you don't know Long Beach to Fino on Vancouver Island, that's fine. Just think about what you can do on a beach, different kinds of activities to relax, okay? And again, be specific, lots of information. We'll go through this together because the next step, of course, is notes. Okay, so when you're thinking about your notes, once you chose the location, you go through the descriptors for that category. So the first is the appearance, right? What does Long Beach look like? Okay, Long Beach on Vancouver Island is 5 kilometers long. Okay, Pacific Ocean, yellow sand. Okay, big waves. All right, some rocks, and there you go. That's all I'm going to write down for the appearance. Okay, location. So the location of Long Beach, I already said Tofino, Vancouver Island, West Coast. Okay, and it's about 4 hours drive. About 250 kilometers from Victoria. Okay, right. So that's the location of Long Beach on Tofino, in Tofino. Okay, and then the attendees. So who goes there, right? So who are the people that go there? What do you think? So come up with some ideas, even if you're not familiar with Long Beach. And the reason we're going through this, everyone, is because I will give you a chance to answer this question as well. So first we're practicing together, and as soon as we are done with a Band 9 answer together, and you practice this Band 9 answer, I will give some of you the chance to also respond to this, okay? So Calvin says families. Yeah, absolutely. Families go there to relax. Nasser says tourists. Yeah, they're definitely tourists from all around the world. There's whale watching, storm watching. Arta says couples. Yeah, actually millions of people. So a lot of people visit Long Beach, Vancouver Island. Okay. Quick Learner is asking, how long should the notes be? You should have about maybe 6 sets of notes, okay? 1 set for each of these. So appearance, location, attendees, activities, experience. You should have at least a little bit of notes for each, okay? Ozg says friends. Yeah, why not? Yeah, so all of these will give you ideas of who you might go there with. Okay, what other people go to a beach? Long Beach here on Vancouver Island is full of surfers. So you will see people surfing. I go there to surf myself as well. So people of all ages as well, surfers. Okay, good. Activities. So what can you do there? Now, when you're thinking of activities, of course, don't write attendees and activities that you should know. Think about relaxing activities, okay? So what kinds of activities can you do there, especially to relax, because it's a place that you go to relax? So Anish, I don't know if I would go with football, but maybe surfing. Swimming, sure. Yoga, yeah, you'll see people doing yoga there, I'm sure, yeah. Harry says IELTS students go there as well. Perhaps. Actually, I'm sure that there have been. Okay. Very nice. Calvin says sunbathing. All right. Hiking. Yeah, it is. It's a big beach and people definitely hike it. Meditation. Sure. Okay, so you've got lots. Don't get lost. Okay. And your experience. Okay. So what do you experience there? Okay. How do you feel when you're there? You feel refreshed, right? The air is going to be very clean, the sound of the ocean, calm. I'm sure you're going to feel very calm if you're sunbathing near the ocean there on Long Beach and listening to the waves, right? So it's surreal. It's sublime. Surreal, sublime, it's very beautiful. After the class, when you have a chance, Google images Long Beach to Fino, and you will be like, I want to go there too. I am very lucky to live on such a beautiful island, but you'll see that it is definitely surreal and sublime. Okay. All right, good. So we've got some notes. Now we can use these in our response. And before I continue, I need my fifth step, which is my first sentence. Okay, so I have to have my first sentence ready. Why? Why do you think, students, that it's very important in the 1 minute to prepare your first sentence? Why is that such an important there are a couple reasons for it. Let's see if you can tell me why. So a lot of students, they use their 1 minute, they read the question, they prepare their notes, and then they still get into trouble. Artist says to start strong. Yeah. What does that really mean, to start strong? Mal says to start on a stable foot. Yeah, absolutely. Why though? Like, how is that a strong start if we prepare our first sentence during our 1 minute? Okay. Diana says more confident. Absolutely, I agree, Diana. More confident in your speaking when you know how to start. Okay. All right. Mrs. Ali says, talk about a coffee place. In some countries, that's the only place to relax. I don't know if it's the only place. Okay, to gain attention, first impression. Yeah. To stay on topic, everyone. Okay, so that helps you to stay on topic, keeps you fluent. Okay, so you start fluently and you start on topic, okay? So let me show you what I mean. So here, my first sentence is, okay, there we go. So a place I often go to in order to unwind is Long Beach in Tofino. It's not a long sentence. It's clear. It's accurate. It starts me off really strong. Now I just basically go through the steps of appearance, location, attendees, activities, and I always keep in mind the card. On the card. Okay, the questions on the card. All right. Okay, so a place I often go to in order to unwind is Long Beach in Tofino. This is a beautiful 5-kilometer sandy beach along the Pacific Ocean. And it is about a 250-kilometer drive a 4-hour drive from the city of Victoria, where I live. Okay, so basically I'm just going through those notes and I'm giving as much detail as possible while making connections. I want to answer all the questions on the card in about the first 70-80 seconds, and then I can expand. I can add more detail if it looks like the examiner is giving me more time. Okay, so people from all over the world visit Long Beach for relaxation, including families, the elderly, couples, and of course, lots of surfers. Okay, so I'm just quickly giving some visual information to the examiner so that they can picture this place. Whenever you talk about a person, an object, or a place for part 2, it's really good to use visual information so that your examiner can imagine the place, your audience can imagine. You're basically storytelling. Just think about, what does it take to present a good story for a good storyteller? It has to be very visual, right? Chandra says, the one place where I frequently go when I need to recharge my batteries is Long Beach in Tofino. Very nice. Okay. Arda says, it's easy to see tourists, many couples, and lots of surfers. Very nice, Arda. Baljit says, the place I usually go in order to unwind is the gaming zone, which is 2 blocks from where I reside. Baljit, do you really relax at the gaming zone? I'm not sure, but let's stick to the topic here, okay? All right, I go there, so probably I would mention how often I go there. I go there about half a dozen times each year when I want to get away from my stressful life in the city. Now, notice how I keep coming back to that keyword relax, because it's a relaxing place. So I'm always coming back with different words, synonyms, expressions, idioms to reflect the topic of the part 2 cue card question. Here, it's a place where I go to relax, right? And Arda used some words there as well. And I think, who was it? Recharge my batteries. That was Chandra, said recharge my batteries. Rashika says, the venue I go to for relaxation is Long Beach in Tofino. It's not far from my home, just 10 minutes drive, situated on the Pacific Ocean. Very nice, Rashika. I don't think a beach is really considered a venue. A venue is usually like something that's man-made, like shopping mall. Okay, if it's a natural place, we don't really call it a venue so much, Rashika, but otherwise it's good. All right. Okay, so let me change the size here. I'm feeling it's a bit too big. Okay, there we go. A little bit clearer for you. Okay. All right. When I'm visiting Long Beach, I go for walks in the sand and I breathe the fresh air and take in the beautiful surroundings. This helps me to rejuvenate. Rejuvenate means to become kind of youthful and young again. Juvenile, to be young. Juvie, juvenile, youth. Rejuvenate, to become young again. Okay, so this helps me to rejuvenate both physically and mentally. Okay. Once I tire of walking, I find a nice place on the sand to lay down my towel and do a bit of sunbathing. I soak up the rays, and often I'll doze off into a short nap. Hope I don't make any of you fall asleep out there. I'm really getting into my relaxing mood here. Okay, so here I'm talking about the activities that are going on when I'm visiting Long Beach, Tofino. Okay. Hun starts off by saying, a place where I go to unwind is Long Beach and Tofino. It is located on the beach next to the ocean in Vancouver. And I think you're right, Hun. I think Tofino is spelt with one F. Yeah, Tofino, not two Fs. Not Tofino, it's Tofino. Like that. You're right. Maybe you've been to Long Beach, Hun. All right. Kelvin says, I basically do lots of calming activities there. I love to walk around on the sand while enjoying the sunset and the sea breeze. It feels surreal. I sometimes do sunbathing when it's warm and sunny. Absolutely. Okay, Baljit says, doze off. A little bit of sleeping there. Okay. So far, so good. Now, if I'm losing myself, I can always go back to my notes and check what I have and haven't done. So sunbathing, yes. Hiking, kind of. I talked about walking. I haven't talked about surfing or swimming. If I'm feeling a bit more energetic, I do some other types of activities that help me recharge my batteries, like surfing or swimming. At times, I just lay on my surfboard and float in the ocean, listening to the waves and seagulls. It is truly calming. Okay. Now, my feeling about the place, my experience. So I definitely feel at peace when I'm there, and I feel lots of joy afterwards. Now, here's where I want to go back and revisit the cue card. Make sure that I'm answering all of the questions on the cue card. So not just the notes, but also the cue card. So cue card, what is this place? It's Long Beach, Tofino. I have answered that. Where is it located? I've definitely answered that. In order to get a band 8, band 9, you have to answer all of the questions on the cue card. What can you do there? I've talked about surfing, sunbathing, swimming maybe. And how often I go there, I've talked about that as well. I said I go there about half a dozen times. And then why you go there to relax and not somewhere else. I haven't talked about that yet. So I want to make sure that I answer it. So the reason that I go to Long Beach and not elsewhere for relaxation is because I love the water, especially the ocean. Also, my uncle lives there, so I don't have to spend money on hotels, and I get to visit some family. Okay. And now I've answered all of the questions on the card. I have good structure, good clarity, and I am on my way to a high band score. Okay, everyone, let's do this from the beginning. So repeat after me, okay? And then I will give a chance to our viewers to answer this part 2 cue card with either the same or similar type of response, a beach, or if you want to increase the difficulty, you can choose a different location altogether, okay? So, but first, just repeat, just build some fluency. Here we go, everyone. So the examiner says, okay, Adrian, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. A place I often go to in order to unwind is Long Beach and Tofino. This is a beautiful 5-kilometer sandy beach along the Pacific Ocean, and it's about 250K, a 4-hour drive from the city of Victoria where I live. People from all over the world visit Long Beach for relaxation, including families, the elderly, couples, and of course, lots of surfers. I go there about half a dozen times each year when I want to get away from my stressful life in the city. When I'm visiting Long Beach, I go for walks in the sand and I breathe the fresh air and take in the beautiful surroundings. This helps me to rejuvenate both physically and mentally. I tire of walking, I find a nice place on the sand to lay down my towel and do a bit of sunbathing. I soak up the rays and often I'll doze off into a short nap. If I'm feeling a bit more energetic, I do some other types of activities that help me recharge my batteries, like surfing or swimming. At times, I just lay on the surfboard and float in the ocean, listening to the waves and seagulls. It's truly calming. I definitely feel at peace when I'm there, and I feel lots of joy afterwards. The reason that I go to Long Beach and not elsewhere for relaxation is because I love the water, especially the ocean. Also, my uncle lives there, so I don't have to spend money on hotels, and I get to visit some family. Okay, your 2 minutes is up. I will stop you there, and now we will continue with part 3. For part 3, I will ask you some questions related to this topic and a question connected to your answer. And then you're off to part 3. Okay, everyone, here we go. Let's do this now with some of our viewers. Okay, so I'll ask for some volunteers, some brave volunteers to try this part 2 cue card. Here is what you need to do to volunteer for live speaking. Number 1, register a free or paid account at aehelp.com. Number 2, log into your My Student account. Number 3, click on Student Partner Speaking. Number 4, enable your microphone, your speaker in your browser. 5, keep the window open, don't close it. Number 6, message Master, the blue envelope, I want to volunteer. And then I will be able to connect with you. So let me show you how to do this, okay? All right, so you go to the website, the blue one, aehelp.com. You create an account by clicking this green try demo, or create a premium account with the red join now button. Once you do that, you have a My Student account up at the top. See at the very, very top there? My Student account. You click on that. End the tour for now. You can do the tour later. And then right above my head here, you see the Student Partner Speaking. Click on that. Accept the terms that you're going to be respectful and polite, and you go into the chat interface where you meet with other IELTS students. We have hundreds of students using this every single day to practice their speaking. So now all you have to do is click on that blue envelope. So see Tanu, Tina, Pooja, they all have that blue envelope under their name. You click on that when you see Master. So Master, that will be me. Okay. I really should change that. It sounds so egocentric. But that's just what we came up with during programming. So send me a message. I want to volunteer, and then I can select you and we can practice this together. I can give you a band score estimate and some feedback. And I hear some volunteers pinging away. Mekhdad, Huang An, Trang. We've got some good volunteers here. Okay, let's try Huang. And then Mekhdad, I'll come back to you as well. Huang says, hi, sir. I'd love to volunteer. Never done part 2 before. All right, Huang. Sounds good. Are you ready? Hopefully Huang is with us. Again, enable your microphone, your speaker. Huang is ready. So here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Huang. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastically well. Thank you, Mr. Adrian.
That's great. Okay, thank you for being the first volunteer today. I know that for speaking, part 2 is probably the most intimidating. So it's great that you volunteered.
Especially when, I've been attending your live class up till now from the first minute, and I see that the bar is really high, especially with your sample.
Yeah, so it's definitely okay. Just always, give yourself and be proud of what you achieve. You're from Vietnam, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, sure. I mean, this is what I do. This is what I teach, right? I would love to be able to speak Vietnamese as well as you speak English. So I can't even imagine trying to do a part 2 like this in Vietnamese. So I think, just take it easy, do your best, and then I'll give you some feedback, okay?
All right. I'll try to put my best foot forward.
Great. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to read the topic sentence for you, and I'll start you off, okay? So here we go. Talk about a place you go to relax. Okay, Huang, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay, so for relaxation, I usually go for a dip at Long Beach, which is located in Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada, about a 4-hour drive from Victoria City. It is a long stretch of land with golden yellow sand, rugged seascape fringed by palm trees, and the place is visited by people traveling far and wide here. Of course, the usual suspect would be beach bums, like those coming here just to ride, strong waves, taking pictures of this picture perfect seascape itself. For me, because I'm not really much of a strong swimmer, so I often visit this place just to frolic by the promenade, or sometimes to wait on the surface of water near the shore, or to let the breeze blow through my skin, massaging all the senses. I've also heard that there are couples coming here too to tie their knot. They love this place because looking at the scenery with monsoon, it's just represents everlasting love. So regarding the activities that I do to help myself feel at ease, first of all, just by looking at this stunning, sublime landscape already, gives me this, already make me awestruck. And I do believe that awestruck.
Your 2 minutes is up. I'm going to stop you there, and now I will ask you some questions connected to this topic and a question related to your response. Let's go on with part
Yes.
3. Okay, so I had to interrupt you there, Huang, because it felt like you're going and going and going, which is good. That's a good problem to have where you're going. The bad problem is when you get stuck and you just look at the examiner like, and that's it. And I've actually heard students say that, and that's it. So it's tricky, and this is where practice comes into play. So how much do I speak? Where do I stop? How do I stop? How is this natural, right? So your English is very good, Huang. I think, I would estimate your English at a strong band 7.5, band 8 even. And I think that with the right practice, you can get as high as band 8.5 within a very short time. So I'm not sure when you're planning the IELTS, but I would say that, if you're planning the IELTS like sometime in March, you could get even a band 8.5 with the right type of practice, okay? Let me give you a little bit of feedback on what you were doing really well and what you need to improve. So first of all, your pronunciation is fantastic. I understand every word that you're saying. You have nice natural English pronunciation features like intonation. So you don't have that kind of typical Vietnamese jumpy type of inflections. You have kind of like this smooth, thought out type of rhythmic English intonation, which is great. Your vocabulary is a band 9, no question. Okay, you're using lots of natural expressions, specific vocabulary, poetic vocabulary even. Like you said, it's a long stretch of land with golden yellow sand. Beautiful use of adjectives there. Fringed by palm trees. Nice verb to say, fringed by palm trees. We don't actually have palm trees on Vancouver Island, but nobody cares. Well, we have some. We have some, but it's not the usual. So that's great. You said people from far and wide. And you said the usual are beach bums. Beach bums, of course, being people who just hang out on the beach all day and do nothing. You had a couple of slight grammatical mistakes. Like, for example, when you said the usual is beach bums, it's the usual are beach bums. So you had a plural mistake there with the is and the are. And these kinds of slight, subtle grammatical mistakes came up a few times throughout your speech. That would decrease your score a little bit, half a band, maybe a band. The other reason why you're losing that 1.5 band for sure is because you're deviating from the question a little bit. So you are coming back and saying, it's the place that you go to relax, but you start to kind of go off onto, couples coming there to tie the knot. And it's okay in the beginning if you mention briefly who the people are that go to Long Beach. We talked about that. But then afterwards, you don't really want to talk more about others. You want to talk about yourself because the question is about you relaxing on the beach. Notice how my answer, I talked a little bit at the beginning about people who go there just to give the visual picture. And then afterwards, it was all about me and the activities I do to relax, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do. So once you've introduced the place, once you've introduced who goes there, you want to focus on the specific question, okay?
I see.
Okay, so that's one quick way that you can bump your score up to that for sure band 8, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, Huang, fantastic. I loved all the vocabulary that you shared, and I'm sure that many of our viewers were writing down some of those words that you used because they were really, really fantastic. So keep up the good work and keep practicing, okay?
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me some of your time.
Absolutely, Huang. Thank you for being brave and for volunteering. Have an awesome rest of your weekend.
You too, sir.
Okay, bye. All right, that was Huang. Give Huang some thumbs up, everyone. It takes a lot of bravery to do that, okay? To put yourself out there for part 2 cue card and then take my criticism as well, of course, right? So that was really good. All right. Let's see. So I'm looking for that previous volunteer that we had there, but I think they're gone. So let's go for Özgünür. Let's see if Özgünür is here with us. Özgünür says, I'd like to volunteer. I'm trying to, pick some students who haven't had a chance in past classes. So Özgünür, are you ready? Again, make sure your microphone is enabled. Students, while you're waiting, a really good step is to test your audio with other students. So you can message other people in the chat and say, hey, do you want to try a couple questions just to test out our audio? Okay. Thank you for all the thumbs up, everyone. That's great. Okay, Özgünür, here we go. Oh, we lost Özgünür. I kind of picked up. Özgünür, make sure you're not trying to do video. Make sure you're just trying to do audio. I'm going to try to call you again, okay? Definitely want a good stable internet connection for this, students. We're using a fair bit of bandwidth. Okay, no answer there. So I'm thinking there might be something with the setup. Okay, let's try Rahul. Rahul here patiently at the top of the list. So Rahul, are you ready? By the way, one step that I think Huang did really well is he was methodical and patient. He wasn't rushing his words. Okay, and the fluency was still an easy band 8 for Huang. So it was good that he was not rushing his answer. Okay, Rahul, are you there? Are you ready? Hopefully I can reach out to you. I think you've been waiting patiently. Give you another couple of seconds and we'll move on. You'll always see me respond in the chat first, students. There's Rahul. Okay. Because I just want to make sure that you're still there.
Hello,
Hi, Rahul. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you for asking. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Usually people never ask me, so thanks for asking me back. Okay, Rahul, so we'll jump right into it. I'm going to read the topic of the cue card again, and I'll start you off. Just give me a nice full answer. You can talk about Long Beach, the same as what we've been doing so far, or if you want to brave your a different answer, it's up to you, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, so here we go. Talk about a place you go to relax. Whenever you're ready.
Yes, so can I start now?
Absolutely.
Okay. A place I often go to in order to unwind is my friend's house, which is in the old city of Jaipur. His house is located near the famous monument Hawa Mahal, and it is about 30 minutes drive from where I live. I enjoy to visit his house. His house is painted blue with little bit of white. He lives in an extended family comprised of around 13 people. We do various activities at his home, like playing PS4 or or go or going for some outside activities. I met him when I was in 5th standard.
Keep going, Rahul. Are you still there? Did we lose Rahul?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear
Hello.
you. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, sir. There was some network issue.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Uh, where was I? I met him when I was in fifth standard. Sometime he liked to come to my home for meeting me, and sometime I like to go to his home.
Okay, I will stop you there, and now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question related to your response and some questions connected to this topic. Okay, Rahul, great effort. That was fantastic. Okay, so it's all about doing, it's all about practicing, and that's how you improve. This response, Rahul, would get you about a band 5, maybe a 5.5. You started off quite well, so your start was closer to a band 6, but then you started to, get into a couple of difficult situations. Your fluency decreased and you started to repeat yourself. So the reason I stopped you, and this is very common for the IELTS examiners, is when the IELTS examiner feels that the student is lost in part 2 and they don't really know what they're going to say, and they start to repeat the same ideas that they started with, then they stop you. So you started with a place I often go to unwind is my friend's house. And then when I stopped you was after you said, and sometimes I like to go to his home. So that kind of repetition signals to the examiner that you're out of words or you're having trouble continuing. And that's when they usually stop you. Okay, so it's very important that you're always giving new information in part 2. You don't want to repeat yourself, especially you don't want to repeat your introduction, because that's kind of like a conclusion. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I am facing issue in making coherent sentence.
Yeah, and again, it's just a matter of practice. So what you want to do is, you want to look at this question several times, try to give different answers, record them on your phone, listen back, and build your fluency for these kinds of short presentations, okay? So you're talking about, visiting your friend's house, and then you said the location, you said that it's in Jaipur, it's located near a famous monument. And then you said that you enjoy visiting him. He lives with an extended family comprised of 13 people. Okay, so how does that help you to relax when there are so many people there? Maybe you always have somebody to talk to. His brothers and sisters are really nice people. His parents often offer you a cup of tea, and that helps you to get into a more calm or a calmer mood. So think about connecting those ideas, and that will give you more information as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you're speaking, and this is important advice for everybody, don't just jump from one idea to the next idea, but really work on connecting your ideas, okay? And try not to go off topic. So you said we do various activities like playing PS4. Give an example. I was there last week. We played FIFA for 2 hours, and it was really relaxing. I recharged my batteries and had fun, even though I lost 3 games. Okay, so connect those ideas. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. I will try to do better next time.
You will do better, because one thing is for certain is that our brain is a learning machine, and you will do better. I guarantee it. Okay, especially because I can tell that you're working so hard. You volunteered for this live class, and that's a fantastic first step.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Rahul, thank you for volunteering. I hope you have a productive and relaxing rest of your weekend.
Yes, thank you, sir. Same to you.
Bye. Okay, so that was Rahul. Give Rahul some thumbs up. I mean, he was really brave. It's challenging, right? So you have to be brave to do well in part 2. All right, everyone, I've run out of time for this class, but worry not, because we have a speaking part 3 class coming up tomorrow, and you'll be able to volunteer for the speaking tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to do more and more interactions with our viewers. We're going to spend most of the speaking class tomorrow asking and answering questions about relaxing places. So until tomorrow, make sure to check out our websites, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Again, the websites, we just use this one, aehelp.com, and the main site will look like this, where you can sign up for the premium package by clicking on this big red button that's above my head there. And you can use the code TIGER9 to get a 30% discount. That's for the Lunar New Year. For General IELTS, go to gieltshelp.com. Thank you so much, members. I really appreciate it. Remember, members, we do have a question and answer session tomorrow. We haven't had one in a while, so any questions that you have, that you've thought of, tomorrow will be your chance. Okay, thank you, viewers. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria for now, and if you ever get the chance, come visit this island, check out Long Beach Tofino. It's definitely a beautiful place to hang out and recharge your batteries. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.